somehow figured out how the fuck to get these fuckers to stay in my ears. Now, we're gonna play today. Today we're going to do episode 1 of the Longplay series. Of I'm gonna re-record the first 3 episodes of the Longplay series, Breath of Fire 1. I'm gonna redo it, but we'll get to that soon. And I'm going to do this for Link to the Past first. I'm going to use ZS and ESW because of certain ROM formats I use. Turn that light off. Let's see. There we go. I accidentally pushed the screenshot button a couple times. Or the capture button that the camera did. So, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Turn the lighting a little bit like that. Okay. Get this sumbitch going. Caribbean Queen, I was sharing the same dream, and our hearts they beat as one. No more love on the run, yeah. Caribbean Queen, now we're sharing the same dream, and our hearts they beat as one. No more love on the run, yeah. Okay, it's not captured for some fucking reason. Let me, there we are. Turn that angle around like this. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, now that we're here, okay, let this whole intro play through because we're doing it long play style, so we're going to take a little time with it, right? Let me just, since I ate my, I had me a little mozzarella butter and garlic and herb melt. I'm going to show you what I have planned. Got me some anchovies, right? I'm going to grind them up into a paste with a knife blade. I'm going to mix them into some conventional and grass-finished ground beef. I'm going to bake that into a crust. to make a Hawaiian style pizza. I'm going to make sweet chili sauce. I'm going to use pepperoni and ham and bacon on the pizza patty, and I'm going to use like a low carb sweet chili sauce. And I'll have a little raw pineapple on the side on it. That won't be much carb because there will be hardly little or no carb at all on this. And when I cook the sweet chili sauce, I'm gonna strain the seeds off of the with a sieve. So yeah, got me some sardines at the moment to go to suck down. I'm just getting the jalapeno seeds out of the jalapeno slices that are in this. Anyway, I got a lot of shit to talk about. I gotta find my subjects I got written down. I'll save something else for the Breath of Fire videos. Ooh, nice and warm. Give me just a sec while that plays. Whoa! Spicy. I'm recording this, got me a little water, but I got me a little something else. Muscadine peach, white muscadine and peach wine. Just a little of that. Give me a little cup. I'm going to serve it in. Drink this water down. That's good. Have me a little half of this cup or so of the wine, and just a sip with my food. You know, just why the hell not? This is by Landry Vineyards. It's a Louisiana vineyard. Great. Peach is it's 75%. It's 3/4 peach wine and 25% white muscadine grape wine. The reason that white muscadine is only at that much instead of 50, it's a bit strong, about like that. Semi-sweet, so there will be a little bit of carb in it, but the tannins in it, small amount of tannins in it, Shane not Killian, sorry. I will be mentioning him soon enough. Fucking criminy. Piece of shit and a half. I hate earbuds, I swear to God. I absolutely hate earbuds, I'm stuck with them. Suck. But I'm stuck with them for now. And I got oily fingers from getting the pepper seeds out of the jalapeno parts. Okay. There we go. But anyway. There we go. So, yeah. I'm a form of, I've entered a form of hypercarnivory. Because, you know, the species appropriate diet would be muscle meat, you know, animal fat, a little salt here and there, and purified, ideally purified and remineralized, water. But I like to have a little variety. And I like to eat the hell out of, I like drinking chai and some of that. But I have my own methods for sweetening it. That's Luhan Guo derived sweetener by Dragon Herbs called Sweet Fruit Drops. It's got a, it's about 27 decent like servings. Plus I have Sweet Drop Stevia Clear. Yeah, and I have actual dried extracts as well. So, bop, bitches. There we go, and so. Let me get a couple other things. I have some subjects to talk about. Excuse me. Let's see, there we go. I got me a few other things. I'm gonna talk about so a bunch of shit this evening. I got all my text files for what I'm gonna talk about up. There, I just got that just to give me a little refresher after I get these down me. That's good. Sardines in extra virgin olive oil. They're lightly smoked, and they have jalapenos in them. I take the seeds and the little center of the jalapeno slices out. You know, it's a habit I do. I started doing it with tomato seeds. I used to get canker sores eating fresh tomato all the fucking time. The mouth would be so hurt. For like, I'd have them in here. Sometimes I'd have them on my gum. It would suck ass. Now, and his uncle in this incarnation, you know, this incarnation of Link's uncle died. It's tragic right there. That's where you witness it. Oh, that's good. Nice little contrast there, too, against the boldness and the pepperiness of the sardines. But yeah, so what happened was, I was reading about lectins from, you know, Stephen Gundry, Dr. Stephen Gundry. Now, I will admit, he has some veg-tard leanings, and he has done stuff, he's gotten stuff wrong pathophysiologically. Fuck. Me and my character, I got my voice actor, my character and myself into a video response, you know, we filmed shitty quality, but it's, I don't have much to work with, and I'm not a good editor. Plus, a friend of my executioner got me a damn text file, you know, editing software. Fucker. Got me a editing software gift. I fucked up and I didn't get it in time. because I had other shit going on at the time IRL as well, preoccupying my mind big time. So I fucked up on that, and I still and it was a Sony Vegas gift. So yeah, you see where I'm getting. I was kind of bummed out, to say the very least, and you know, so there's that. But anyway, I did it. But anyways, I did a video response to him. Fuck. So anyways, I did that video response to him. To Gundry as Derpy Redneck, the character, and myself, calling out the you know, the 3 health foods that are actually hurting you, or whatever. He listed goji berries, soybeans, and grass juice. Everything you got about the grass juice is absolutely correct. Goji berries, not necessarily so. It's the lectin, it's the nightshade lectins that occurred. Now he's selling it in some of his supplements now, which I already know why. But if I want the same goddamn, if I want to get any of that in a supplement, I can go get a polyphenols. I can just get grapeseed extract, pine bark extract, and then goji, you know, extract from Longevity Power if I wanted to. Yeah, and then hawthorn extract of the flowers and the berries. Why? It's very simple. Polyphenol actions, other heart protective action. Fraction of the cost of getting oh shit! At a fraction of the cost of getting, say, Vital Reds or something like that. It won't be nearly as massive, but you know. I get a lot of the same thing. Plus, I could just eat meat and get my B12 that naturally that way. So yeah, everyone. I do eat occasional organ here and there. I mostly eat muscle meat, seafood, and fat. And both beef fat, lard, and butter. I still eat extra virgin olive oil. That's like extra virgin, you know, cold pressed. Yeah. And I'm not that picky about my seafood either, because I grew up eating crawfish and shit like that. I just wish I had, you know, more of it. Shit's, you know, more expensive. But yeah. Anyways, what happened was I heard about Gundry. Sorry about the drifting off. Essentially, I heard about Gundry. I learned about lectins, and I learned about some of it. I was like, wait, tomatoes have them? Why did you seed them? And then I learned about lectins and tomato seeds. I'm like, I'm gonna try something. So I started de-seeding. I tried a few tomato slices on a BLT one day, de-seeded, and I said, "Oh shit!" And I didn't feel anything come up. I was like, "I know one of my weaknesses now." So, hey, I found my little cure there. Like, I got rid of the actual problem. I have a tomato seed lectin sensitivity. So when I'm not inflaming myself that way, I'm probably doing good. So, I started doing experiments on myself like that. Then I found there's people that actually do carnivore, like eat nothing but animal food, or eat nothing but meat, and sometimes eat organs, drink blood and shit. I'm like, first thing that came to mind when I heard that was 4 things. 1, them animals, I hope they're raised. 2, I hope they're kept clean to some extent. 3, I hope they're fucking wormed. And 4, 3, I hope they're wormed. 4, I hope they're immunized. Next thing I started doing was I started looking at things I could take out of myself, out of my diet that fucked with me. Because I started out on a journey, like a weight loss journey, that the latter part of the year my dad died to the middle of 2017, I went from right at to hitting 290 down to like 190 something pounds. I've been there ever since. Stayed there. Every carb calorie I took out, I replaced with a fat, a vegetable, and a piece of meat. That was my main thing. I didn't know that I was following Shane Ellison, the People's Chemist's like basic dietary principles, but that's what happened. That I just didn't eat much. So that was a huge one for me. And that's what happened to me. That's how I lost that weight. So, what's the takeaway here? Oh, fuck me. Well, I went through a lot. I went through trying different things, but this was like when I first heard of Gundry. So this was like what, 2015, 20, you know, around that time, 2016ish. And we started talking about lectins and stuff, like reactive lectins. It's like, ah, this is something. But I started learning later that if I was gonna be a nutritionist, I would need to be I need to learn pathophysiology first, or before that, or being an MD. Period. I need to be a pathophysiologist, bottom line. Yeah, we're in the sewer, by the way. So, yeah, I'd have to be a pathophysiologist. And I have, but, then I eventually found Dr. Ken Berry. I found Audrey's Wonder Planets. Before that, though, I found Ken D. Berry, and Frank Tufano. I watched them. Then I watched Frank go real hard girly on us a few times. And then he started burning his bridges, and then when I come back online onto Discord and look at shit that's going on, there's a bunch of drama, and I was like, fuck all that shit. his server nuked his server, and all kind of other silly shit went on. I know about some stuff, I'm just not gonna say. But a lot of shit went down. I'm like, fuck all that. So I said, I went my own little way. I was already dealing with drama whores and creeps in the ANCAP community as is. Literal Freudian projected creeps. And I also realized how backstabby they were, and I'm like, yeah, the minarchists actually have a point, don't they? But I found a couple ANCAP communities I actually can mingle with and not have a problem with. Too much trouble. I'm gonna really take a gamble here, but I'm gonna do it. Fuck! That was stupid. Now we're getting a bunch of other shit going on. But anyway, I found out that through this guy, the guy who spent a couple decades as a pathophysiologist and a former academic for and a science paper contributor for again around a couple decades. That you know, a lot of people. A lot of people have just a lot of dogma preaching. Like, for instance, what's the bare minimum we need that's species appropriate? It's not plant. It's not purely plants. Then what is it? I've always heard, well, it needs to be in balance. I'm like, okay, sure, I can see that. Well, I can't, you know, I can't argue that. Well, apparently you can. I didn't know that, but apparently you can. What's the, pathophysiologically is where you gotta go. And, my best advice I was ever given when I was a kid was, if you don't know, find a motherfucker who does know about it and listen to him. Well, I met someone who's had experience in that field and shit before, so I know what they know because they're of the field. And you know how someone knows what the fuck they're talking about when they can simplify and explain what they're saying straight up, point blank, no problem, and package it, and pack it down in a way you can understand it. Fuck. Don't even make me start about how slippery my thumbs are from picking out those jalapeno seeds out of the oil. That probably doesn't help me at all. Pardon. Now, fuck. There we go. So yeah, I've learned that if I were to be if I was to be a master herbalist, I need to be a pathophysiologist, have a basic understanding of pathophysiology, a basic understanding of clinical trialing, and more than I realized I needed before, you know, when I was thinking about pursuing medical herbalism. Fuck ass. Yeah. You have to be illiterate in these areas in order to know what the fuck you're talking about, and you have to be able to apply that to the actual scientific practice of herbalism, which again, I can give you a video. I got a video already made on this called, you know, talking about herbalism. There's a complimentary video to that about talking about integrative medicine is fucked up. If you want to check them out, please do so. If you want sustainable meats, I got a few companies. If you're in the United States, here are some companies I know of. If you want to get a decent quality raw milk Gruyere, they sell it. I will link the makers of it when I find them in the description below. But I have it. I have some in my fridge. It's a hard, semi-hard kind of Swiss cheese. Fuck it. Why not? But yeah, if you're talking about the, like, from what I found out, pathophysiological, the bare minimum nutrition, bare minimum requirement for a species-appropriate diet when it comes to humans is meat, animal fat, and, you know, clean water and a little salt here and there. That's the baseline. It's perfectly fine if you take organs. It's ideal if it's regenerative feedlotted, which is the thing I talked about in 2 videos already, or if it's grass-fed, grass-finished, regenerative pasture-raised. Like regen grazing, like you rotate the grazing and shit. Oh, fuck. Well, if those who don't know what regenerative feedlotting is, imagine you rotate your animals you're going to use, whether for dairy or for meat or for both, on different greenery, like, you know, pasture, like paddock. You get your paddocks going, you rotate it between paddock to paddock. So they shit and piss on the area they've eaten off of. To fertilize it and keep it going, to gradually regreen it, and we do that rotation, and then by the time they go back to the first paddock again, It's fresh and but it's you know regrown anew, but more so than last time, and you do that. But in their case, if it's dairy, add a little supplemental feed to them, like a little hemp seed or a little spirulina or something to them. You know, a little something or a little both. You know, something to put out a little more dairy and dairy fat yield. And there was a High Time magazine. There was High Time magazine articles that mentioned that. So another pro-cannabis notion, amongst many, I could say. So there's that. I mean, I'm using a USB N64 controller, for fuck's sakes, doing this. I need an SNES one and I need a Genesis one because I got a Genesis emulator too. I think this is it. So, okay, what are the other subjects I got going for me? Now that even though despite though I've said that the bare minimum you need, right? You know, animal meat, animal fat, muscle meat, water, pure, ideally spring water or purified remineralized water, and a little salt here and there. And that's good. Now this right here, folks, if you've never played this game, that's a weakness for one of the bosses in the upcoming Dark World. Oh my god, I spoiled it! Oh well, too bad. Essentially, oh fuck. Essentially, even though I've said that about the bare minimum, it doesn't mean you can't have diversity if you want diversity and variety in your life with them, have a little fun. But, you gotta remember, make sure it doesn't mess with you. It's that simple. Make sure it doesn't mess with you at all. try it again. There we go. See? There we go. So, I want you guys to check out a recent subscriber of mine and the owner of a company by the name of Longevity Power. I'm going to have a few of his product lines going to be mentioned in the near future. Because I got a few videos coming up talking about if you're going to eat green powders and stuff. Here's how to get greens powders, excuse me, that don't suck ass. Right? I need to go back to Kakariko Village and ask people around. If I go in here, I'm gonna get me something out of here. Come on, son. Come on. His name is Christian Bates, and I want you to check his channel out, check his website out. If anyone was to advocate consuming goji, his goji joy extract would be the best way to do it. There's no nightshade seed lectin from the goji berry in it, gochitsu, and there's also no there's a fructose is a sugar that's highly contained in the goji berries, but this particular extract of the berries has a very, very small, minute amount. It has everything else great about it. my particular products I got from him, I'm going to do a review of both of them one day. I'm going to do a review of the Eternal Youth, I believe it is, pretty soon. It's very nice. I'm sorry, give me a second. It's been a long fucking day, and it's 1:30 a.m. as I'm recording this. But anyway, as we're saying, for such powerful herbs that have bitter and earthy, strong ass, notes to them, and the strong ass source of vitamin C that are in the amla and the camellia berry and rose hips and such, there's a you managed to mellow that stuff out quite nicely. I noticed that he does something else that increases assimilation of the herbs by promoting blood circulation using Chinese red sage. I'll tell you another thing too. The particular herb also has rhinoprotective properties. It's pretty good. There's my mistake. This winding me down. All that, and it's been a long fucking day. Long, shitty day. We're in. And I would strongly suggest checking his product line out. I'm thinking about trying Revival in the near future. I don't know when exactly, but I hope it's in the near future when I get a chance to try it. But it's one of the greens powders I would be okay with consuming. Or if I, had it. I would have a rule of thumb on what to not get versus what to get if I were to get a damn, greens powder or vegetable powder. If I was to do so, if I'm going to consider it, and his fits that criteria. There's not that many that have that criteria met. But you can get them. There's an exception to the rule of one of the criteria that I have, but I won't go into that here. That'll be for the video itself. I'm filming the rest of the How to Go Green Market Style video series as well. I've been working on that for a little while. My script was had a lot of out of date info I had to update. I had to do a lot of different changes to the the stuff. So there's that kind of shit. But I got it, and it's in the making still as we speak. Episode 1, Part 2 will come up real soon. Panther! No! that window alone. Leave that alone. So yes, the other one I have of his of Longevity Powers products was Longevity in a Bottle. I have not tried it yet. I've not used it yet. I'll wait a little bit on that. You fucking behave, boy. I'm not dealing with that shit. Panther's not liking the fact he's got wormer in his food. He's not liking one damn bit. He needs his occasional wormer. So, regenerative feedlotting. You regenerative graze, right? But instead of feeding them straight up grain at the feedlot, what you do is you grow the grain. For first step one, you have the animals grazing and whatnot, and you do the regen grazing setup where you change them from paddock to paddock, and you do a pattern. By the time you go back to paddock number 1 out of 10 or 20, it's already regrowed, growing back, it's regrown and everything. Quit it, Panther! Leave that alone! Little shit. Being bad tonight. Horrible tonight. Hey! What'd I say? So, sorry, I'm going between this. The regenerative grazing, graze the cattle. While you're grazing the cattle between paddocks to, paddock to paddock, pasture land. What you're doing, if you're doing it carefully, and you give them a little supplement in between to keep it a little bulked up a little more, you're going to do really well with them. And by the time you take them to feedlot, what you do, you should have. Say you're going to grain feed. What you need to do is distill the grain off to get, distill the starches off. Get that dry distilled grain at only 20% of it by volume. And it's dry weight with the solubles. And once you've done that, you'll be able to wet it down and then give it to mixed in a wet form with only, like I said, 20% dry distilled grain, but dry 20% dry weight, by volume or whatever. And then you just wet it down, mix that wet distilled grain with solubles with fresh cut grasses when you feedlot them. And if you want to increase dairy yield and dairy fat at the same time, you can add a little hemp seed to their feed. Just a little bit of hemp seed to the feedlot feeding, and you'll increase their yield. So, and that's how you would do that. The pasture regen grazing, doing that way will start regreening a lot of land. Adding a little supplement to them, a little extra to nom on. Will, like silage or something, it's easy for them to break down. real easy to break down for them because there's a lot of microbes already on it. So that's how you would do that. You're making regenerative grazing a big thing. You're combining regular feedlot practices with zero grazing. That's the big key here. So, and if you grow the grain right, if you companion crop, say corn, which is big, the not so U.S. of A. has been, basically been growing forever. The corn would, corn can be companion crop with fava beans. Any cereal or pseudo cereal you wanted to use for that in its place could probably work too. A companion crop with fava bean on the same row. And what happened is your yields are going to go up, but you're going to cut land use and irrigation needs a bit, but because of the land use is going to shrink down. And that companion cropping effort will put out all the yields you need, and you just distill the starch off of that for, say, racing fuel. If you want to voluntarily, choose to have ethanol blended gas, so you'll have that to advantage, because once that regenerative grazing and then that feedlotting system happens, fuck. So there you have it. You start out regen grazing, and while you're regen grazing them, you companion crop corn that's in a way with fava bean and stuff, so you can reduce the land requirement to get the same yield. You distill the starch off, but that'll be ready by the time you fuck. Why are you fucking going to the left link and I push up? You fuck. You ill-feared fucker. Jesus. There. So, and by the time you have the dry distilled grain, ready to mix with, 20% with wet down, and then the rest of that be a bunch of fresh cut grasses and shit. Maybe a little hemp seed, a little something extra, if you need be, or some soy meal from pressing soybeans out, or some little diverse thing, or if you're using barley or sorghum or some other grain to do that, or something to feed them as well. If you live in a country that grows some of that, or say quinoa or something like that, you distill the quinoa off. Watch this shit. I done it. So that's how the regen feedlotting would work. And the shit piss Sawyer Lake should be converted into biomethane plants, so they'll stop making red algae, poison blooms, and other kind of pollution problems for the waters around us. And it'll increase employment and expand it. Panther, stop it! You're being horrible. Sorry. And you'll have more employment. You'll lift more people out of poverty. You'll create more sustainable dairy. You will make a biofuel that will extend diesel fuel supplies, and the ethanol could used to as part of the alcohol used to produce the fuel. You know, it's just basically the vegetables and animal fats without the sticky stuff in it, or glycerin. Basically. So that's how it works. So, and you also get multiple products out of the, it's out of the same feed grain you're going to use. You know, and you're also recycling to an extent. Because if you have soybean meal for the dairy animals, after you press soybean out and mix it with a little hemp seed, throw on that mix, and it's a template too. It's a template for what you can modify and change based on the needs of or where you live, what country you're at, or what area of the planet you're at, and it could be adapted to those things. And you can also, aquaponics. Don't get me started. There's a lot of potential aquaponics to help regreen places with the fertilizer excess. And repopulate, say, certain whitefish, for instance, if you can make them able to live decently enough. Certain species of tilapia could be repopulated that are in the endangered area or of the concerned population numbers. Saltwater fish or freshwater fish can be repopulate freshwater environments. There's all kind of shit you can do with the aquaponics and no. And you can do that with aquaponic hemp. That would be a hell of a feed, an adjunct. Now pigs, if you're gonna give them greenery and stuff, you're gonna have to turn a bunch of it to silage, because you got to put a little cellulase enzyme or something in there to help break up the fiber a little bit, so they can actually finish breaking down and get use out of it. Panther, I swear to God. He's having a fit because he's got to take wormer in his water. I swear to God, he's so bad with that shit. You're being a little asshole. Quit it. Don't be a prick. Don't be a little shit. Hear me? Been one all day. Chill out with it. You don't like me pulling out of here, do you? You little shit. Ah! I pull on his ear like that. Let me see if he'll drink some more of this if I top it off a little bit. I'll be back. Just give me a couple minutes, folks. I'll go into a couple other areas. with you. So anyways, besides the obvious benefits of decentralized farming infrastructure, more decentralized, more localized food supply, decentralizing the feedlots, the whole corporate structure becomes a net expense instead of what it's being now, a bunch of loopholes and profits, a bunch of legal loopholes on bullshit. You also make the fucking system actually a source of sustainability and more jobs of different kinds. And you make it more likely to be a bunch of opportunities for having more people who are willing to jump on board. It's something that can actually benefit everybody all around. But they don't want to do that. The big aggro doesn't want to do that. It's not about money. Money, they can piss it off. It's about control. Panther! No. So it also allows, due to the decentralization of infrastructure and other benefits, it also allows actual food prices to go down. Allows biodiesel fuel and other fuel prices to go down because diesel fuel goes down. So I diluted it some more. Still not enough? Panther! Leave that window alone. He's being horrible tonight. You hear that outside, don't you? Rainstorm coming in tonight. As I was saying, when you'll see me talk more about longevity power, though, like I said, when I do my videos on that mention his product and mention his work, and I want you to listen to me close when I talk about it. I'll talk about the stuff. Now I want you guys to check out this IBO I'll send you guys. There's a guy named Bart K. He's the pathophysiologist I mentioned earlier. And academic. contributed to many dozens of science papers over the years. He's actually one of the guys that actually helped do a study about fish oils and how a lot of them are aldehyde potential, like have aldehydes in them, which is a nasty fucking thing. Aldehydes are something you do not want in your supplement because they're a poison, right? So he contributed some papers on that. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this piece of heart. Actually, I'm gonna see before I get any piece of heart. I'm gonna get a bunch of rupees and collect, you know, make a collectathonify this kind of half-assed collectathon in some of the areas of this game while I can. Even though I could go back to some areas, I'm still gonna do it while I'm here because I'm gonna need to buy shit. That's pretty kick-ass. Now, the product I personally want you guys to check out is Stem Enhance Ultra. If you want to know why, I'll tell you. Two strains of bacteria, photosynthetic bacteria. Cyanobacteria are also known as. Two in particular, one known as AFA, and one known as Arthrospira platensis, or spirulina. There's a certain strain of it known as Pacifica that BioAge, or the maker of biologic concentrates, also has. Now, there's certain polysaccharides in the supplement that are concentrated. See, there's my second bottle. Now, these particular polysaccharide carbs are able to somehow promote the production of adult stem cells and make, not cause the bone marrow to make them, but also send them out and mobilize them to different areas of the body. And it's also in not only spirulina, but also in non-toxic AFA. It's strains that there's subspecies and strains of AFA that don't make any basically toxins that are similar to algae toxins. There's strains that do that of that species, and there's strains that do not. The non-toxin strains have a polysaccharide of their own that does the same thing that the polysaccharide found in spirulina also can do. So they have a product that's able to boost increase the chance of that happening. There's some mechanistic data to show this. I can link this stuff too. Damn. I fucked up there. But essentially, Stem Enhanced Ultra has those, particular polysaccharides. They also have they have a seaweed concentrate in them as well. But the ability to produce adult stem cells is absolutely fucking phenomenal. The ability to stimulate the bone marrow to do that. It's absolutely fucking amazing. But yeah, check it out. I will link that as well. Please check out the Free Thought Project as well. Please check them out. Please check out Bart K, the Citrus Science Watchdogs channel as well. Basically, she's telling me she needs a mushroom. I got 2 things of blue potion, which is the best thing to get in this game. It will regenerate both your magic energy and your life energy, so that's good. That's the best thing you got. That's why I got that, so I'll let you know. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, before I went for this particular episode, that I'm going to get directly out of my notes instead of winging it like I have been. Oh, also check out Dumb People's Chemist. Well, as much as I am a fan of agorism, and I like Conkin's work, I see a lot of problems in in the ideas, some of the like his philosophy. For instance, you can't 3D print matter into existence. 3D printers are a great thing. They could replace old school assembly lines. You could be your own assembly line, and make shit, and then get CAD files under the table, and for sneak them around. If you're smart enough, you know how to do it, or you won't be able to track. I'm not going to tell you to do that for legal reasons. I wouldn't dare. I'm not stupid. But it is possible to do. There have been those who've done it. Fuck that. I was dumb. But agorism does have some challenges. It is not without challenges. Like, for one, number one, you need infrastructure. You need to be able to expand infrastructure to extract matter to make your shit yourself as best you can without the law knowing. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible, but good luck doing that. It's also a good way to get yourself thrown in jail. This shit I'm explaining is going to be a good way to get yourself thrown in fucking jail. I love how a lot of agorists like, well, counter economy will subvert the state, and then you have motherfucking like agorists when they talk about, people mention, well, China's using agorism to just survive. It's like, yeah, the counter economy provides. Yeah, not enough to do what you say it needs to do. In fact, the feds use the black market to bust people using it, depending on who they want to do, and shit like that. You're gonna have to, you gotta know this, how to do this shit. If you use agorism to get you're gonna have to get gradual parts of infrastructure, or parts of shit that can be made into pieces of infrastructures without being detected. You'd have to know how to do with those or you know how to do it yourself, or know those with the know-how to do this kind of shit. And to help with the various things and agree with you and willingly do it. Again, good luck. That's an uphill battle. You gotta emphasize on recycling and covering your tracks. Recycling material the best you can to increase in a way that's profitable and effective. Efficient and profitable. Say there's if it's efficient in its own right, great. If it's profitable, excellent. If it's both, that's orgasmic. You're gonna have to win the affection of companies and certain institutions over to your side to be able to say loophole. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it makes it a lot. If you did this though, it'd make it a lot easier to pull a lot of shit off behind the scenes and not be detected. Again, good luck with that. Conkin hated wage labor. He did my wage slavery. That's something you just gotta give that up. A lot of people look at agorism and say, "Hey, that's pretty cool." This lefty shit doesn't make sense. Why? you know, those who have an unbiased lens toward when it comes to it are minimally. Let's be realistic. Minimally biased. You know what I mean? Minimally biased. You also need to be able to make crypto and infrastructure around how to buy stuff, literally anything you possibly want with crypto, you know. So the next big series of issues is crypto itself. Like I said, I'm not anti-agorism. I'm actually okay with agorism. It's just, you know, competing with the legal institutions and then establishing a formal one out of its agoristic beginnings. That's the idea that I'm for, you know. So, say you're doing something and you want to bring it out of its rather agoristic beginnings. That's cool and all, but still, you gotta be careful because that's still just a damn good way to get fucking arrested, which I'm not for. I don't want anyone to get arrested for something like that. You know, I wouldn't want anyone to get arrested. No, nada. That wouldn't be worth a damn. I told agorists, so like, dude, you know you're just putting yourself in jail real soon, right? So as long as they benefit from it, like the short-term thinking span is gonna bite you back. The agorists need to concede with Carl Menger. I got a friend who wrote 2 articles talked about that, about cryptocurrency, and then an article called Konkinian Illogic. It pretty much also expands on what I'm getting at with agorism as a philosophy and a political system idea. Besides the fact, yeah, it's a good way to get yourself arrested. Let's go into the crypto systems, right? The biggest problems of crypto. Number 1, super volatile. Super high extreme volatility is not very good for a currency or for an investment. So, number 2, it's worse than gambling. It could literally be made into a pump and dumper. That's been done multiple times. Next thing is investments require a decent degree of stability. Same with currencies. So next up after that would be it's just a digital stock or digistonks, if you will. It's not really a good currency or money at all. Not until you're able to get absolutely everything you need or want from a currency, which is what a currency is supposed to do. Be steady at doing that. Stay steady. That. Well, and you're gonna have to. Now, if I would say it's its own commodity, well, I can see that argument, but at the same time, again, I'm gonna trust Menger on this one. A tangible commodity, something you can hold. That's where money starts. That is something you can put your feet on, or lay on, like property. or something that represents something like bearer shares, or paper money backed by property, for instance. I can go into a whole fucking video on just that alone, you know? It's kind of like a private fiat that's finite, but it's a fiat of energy. The only difference is, versus the fiat system we got, is you don't have to print a bunch of... You can't... There's only a limited number for so far. And that you could only print... You could print off certain ledgers for it. So there's that. Next up, the value stability is another problem. Not just that, not just other forms of stability, but the stability in people's perceived value of in an asset or an investment. Hate to black pill people on something, but I hate to say it, but you don't actually own Bitcoin. Then again, I think Stefan Kinsella can explain that better than I could. In fact, there's a whole presentation he did on the Property and Freedom Society that talked about this. Next up after that. Since it's not backed by any like decent commodity, of tangible commodity, it needs to be it's best if you have a crypto that's, you can print out and scan the ledgers, and the ledgers can be backed by real monies, like what I explained. Next thing up would be that there's no such thing as an untrackable crypto, an untrackable money. Right? There's no such thing right now. It could be in the making, but I'm kind of hard pressed to get that. There's multiple ways. Like Bitcoin's been co-opted by the Fed for a while. 2/3 of its software is fucking invented by the NSA. The SHA 256 software was invented by the NSA. And that's literally 2/3 of Bitcoin's entire function. Mining. Forgot what the other function was, but still, the other big chunk of functions. But yeah, pain in the ass. And even if you can't track a wallet, what you're gonna have to do, you can't buy actual goods with it right now. What you can do is you can buy digital infrastructure and then copy that info down and then start a server, like buy a server or buy a shit like that, online only stuff, in order to keep yourself anonymous. Or it'll become... No, fuck, I messed up. But anyway, damn, it's hard to concentrate right now. Because if you try to buy a good, like a tangible good with it, oh fuck, and you have it shipped, you're gonna get tracked for the shipping alone. And if you have it shipped near you enough, they'll figure out who your ass is. You gotta go Tor, you gotta go, you know, private everything, VPN, all kind of shit. I'm just saying, by the way, there's people that use everything else about agorism and its methods except for the education for the name of liberty. See, agorism is very unique. You have little neo-Nazis that use agorist praxis, essentially, but it's not really agorism in and of itself. It's pretty much the vast majority of agorism's methods. Like I said, minus the actual free market and liberty lens. I'm basically sitting with Hayek and Carl Menger. F.A. Hayek and Carl Menger on this one. That's what I'm getting at. And then I'm getting other more modernized reasons. Like I said, the steps you have to take to make yourself untrackable using any crypto and still be able to get material goods, services, and be able to get them in person somehow. Using any crypto is a real pain in the ass. You have to basically give up convenience and stay below the poverty line just to do it. Unless finally some, FDIC certified banks were to stand up, grow some ovaries and some balls to and help and make these stop the trackability and allow people to have infrastructure without being tracked, absolute privacy and shit, and make various locations near you able to be shipped to you anonymously. And whatever, and make it to whatever you can exchange everything with, say, cryptocurrencies. There should have to be a series of, premium backdoor premium services that could, that would need a crime-busting TOS that would pull a CIA-style burning of the accounts, redistributing of the funds and the cryptos themselves to others that follow the TOS and henceforth abide by whatever laws are around at the time that they're willing to work with. Like, oh, this is a crime, that's a crime. See? Once these issues are solved, you can use multiple commodity standards. Even there's one concept by the guy, an economist I believe his name Robert Hall, called an ANCAP. Although it is a little silly, it's a little silly willy-nilly, but it could work potentially. It could work. There's something you need to actually test it against, or in comparison to. That's the only thing now. You gotta have something to test it against, to compare it to. But I would say the bearer share monies and property-backed paper monies would be a way to go. And while cryptos can be considered their own commodities, again, in their own weird, loose-ended sort of way, it'd be best if they were actually backed by commodities. I can't emphasize this enough. Now, there's a reason I'm more of a gold bug, but I'm not anti-crypto, if that makes sense. I think that, I think these are great. I think these are just challenges that could be fixed. I know they got precious metal-backed cryptos that you can back them up with a certain amount of precious metal of your choice, if you're choosing, which is great. That's a great step in the right direction. So there's just some actual issues. You're going to have to fund your own institutions, your financial institutions, and all that other stuff. You're going to have people that are willing to back you, grow some nuts, ovaries and nuts, to actually help you out and make this possible, this infrastructure change. So I'm emphasizing this. It's a practicality, it's a bitch. I'm not saying it's impossible. At the same time, instead of just being total black market, you know, it'd be nice to have an institute that, while it has or had origins under this behind the scenes, it could come out into the public light and be a way to demonstrate, you know, as you make it legalized as you're doing it. That way no one will have to get in trouble as it transitions out into the public eye. Or you know, in competition that it creates forms, you know, and rises up. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about when it comes to the agristic side of things. Trying to initiate something like that, because, like I said, these are all like constructive criticisms of it. Like, not to naysay it or anything like that, but to criticize constructively, because it needs it. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of holes in it, but they're not unfixable by any means. Fuck, you could use agorism to define basically like businesses and social groupings that fucked you over or did some shady shit. You can make that a counter economy fucking defunding of people. You can totally make that a thing. That could exist. That could totally exist. Those are some of the those are just some of the big challenges of agorism as a whole. There's many more, but these are some of the main ones. And like I said, they're not unsolvable. They are very solvable. It's going to take some serious time to tinker it around with, and fuck around with, and figure out how to make such things happen. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And what's funny is if you have to, you know, bring energy into existence, right? You have to bring it to existence, which means it doesn't last. Well, first off, it doesn't fucking. It doesn't. It's not tangible. We can't hold it or anything like that. You know? Gold has so many fucking uses. Silver has so many ridiculous numbers of uses. It's the best electrical conductor we have, especially if you plate it with one atom thick, two-dimensional sheet of molybdenum disulfide or graphene. That would enhance certain elements of its conductivity quite nicely. But not practical right now. And besides that, a lot of fucking wood shipped in it's kind of a complicated thing, but I think these challenges can be made. I think they can be done. I think they can be, you know, met. And again, I'm not saying this to promote it for legal reasons. I'm not getting my ass thrown in jail. And I'm also going to tell people that's a big one. It's a good way to get your ass fucking thrown in prison you made a bitch out of. I do think, say, in the welfare state, for instance, final does collapse, I think agorism and mutual aid systems could be quite the nice way to keep people propped up. and to help them up and actually do what it was supposed to be, was claimed was supposed to do in the first place. Yeah, I think it's got some challenges, but I don't think they're unanswerable. I don't think they're unsolvable. I'd like to see a counter-economic funded secession happen. Good luck with that, though. You're quite a while away. This is just some shit about crypto and agorism methods that are fucking. They're swamped with challenges that got to be met first. So, much I still like the idea, I gotta concede those are actual serious, problems. Okay. What's my other note? Oh yes. My last piece I want to talk about before I leave is the idea that the ideas and the use behind tonic herbs, just for a little bit. And what I want to say about it is quite simple. I have a book that I want everyone to, I recommend everyone to check out. It's known as Adaptogens, Herbs for Strength, Stamina, and Stress Relief. It uncovers a lot of information, talks a lot about the different properties that these things have. It's just an amazing fucking book. Now, before going into that, that book, I want you to know. When it mentions the word tonic, be warned, tonics were, the popular term used by fucking snake oil salesmen and fucking, snake oil selling vans and trucks and performance acts, right? Fucking old Western movies capitalized on this rather real thing that could happen. You see tonic. The word tonic, you gotta be very skeptical. Number 1, number 2. Make sure they're clean. 3. Fuck it, I'm trying to think of here. I'm sorry, I'm losing track. Oh yeah, tonic. When you actually go into the the idea of tonics, you gotta remember that it's an old term that you can promote. It's to promote well-being in general, maintaining of something. Like for instance, like if you say a liver tonic, it's supposed to maintain the overall general, normal functions of that said organ. That's what it means, or promote general well-being of said organ. That's what it means. Now, the word tonic actually could have some decent, use to it, but again, snake oil peddlers use the word tonic to the point it's no longer even listened to by a lot of people, which again, I don't blame. I don't blame them for that. I just think it's rather tragic that it's had to go down that. It's had to go down that road in the first place. Or should I say, had to be dragged down that road in the first place. You see what I'm saying? I think it's kind of fucked up that they even had to happen, or because again, some of these substances are absolutely fucking fantastic. I got a whole video about how some of these tonics got me off of asthma medication, and it's not really placebo to it. There's actual mechanistic, data that they have to some extent of what this shit can be capable of. So, to throw it away, to toss it aside like nothing, is just as stupid as actually peddling fraud out there. That's why I'm on I'll probably be taking them off and on for the rest of my life if I can help it. Good news, I thought the snowstorm that hit, snow and ice storm that hit Louisiana and Texas hit me as well. Thought it killed one of my 2 Hoshawood plants. Apparently it did not kill it. Thank God. It started growing back. I was like, yes! I could have cried and shit myself. I was too excited to see it come back up. Yeah, I'm growing 2 Hoshawood plants. 2 Fallopian multiflora or Polygonal multiflora plants. Or also there's 2 fleece flower to harvest the roots and then process them to actually make proper Hoshawood. The other thing I mentioned about Hoshawood in that video or one of those videos. You'll see. I'll link it. I'll link the stuff. I also got a few other companies that I shill for shamelessly. I also got channels I shill for shamelessly. I also have different organizations to support as well. And you will be seeing them. All those links. It's gonna be a lot of the shit, you know. It's gonna be a lot of shit, you know. So, yeah. Just want you to know that I do have, take a little list in the morning, just because why not? But yeah, I will, send all that stuff y'all's way. Please, check this, if you managed to watch this, like, comment, subscribe. I now am going to finish this recording, this podcast, and I will see you in another, I will see you soon. I'm going to do that, I'm going to kill this, I'm going to head to bed. I'm going to hit the hay. Go straight to bed. Andrew, stop crowing me. Stop crowing me. Tubby, Tubby Wubby. Tubby, Tubby. Good boy. Yes, I will see you later. Take care. Hopefully you'll enjoy episode 2. I got plenty more to talk about, including sustainable, competitive with diesel steam locomotives, and some stories about some engineers, including the discovery of the fuser, how the true story eventually resurfaced. Because there's an engineer. He's got some wild theories about how the sun works and all that, and it's all based on the discovery of how the fuser came to be, a lot part of it. Now, and I'm going to explain some of that stuff anyway, when I get the chance. Now, I hope you are ready for that. Be prepared for some mind fuckery, okay? Be prepared for some mind fucks. I'll see you later. Have a blessed one, guys. Have a great one. Please, again, check out these people. Bart K, Cerule, Stemnance Ultra. Check out Dragon Herbs. Longevity Power. Oh, Hyperion Herbs, Mr. Brandon Gilbert. Check out the YouTube channel of Mr. Christian Bates as well. Please check out all these amazing fucking people. And check out these other organizations. I'll even show you Himalaya Herbal's clinical tribe on their glucocare when I find it again. I'll even show it to you. Because that kind of trialing is something, we need more of that shit. That's legitimacy. That's real. That's the real deal, you know? And check out The People's Chemist. check out Mr. Harry Serpanos as well. And check out these sustainable farms. You're gonna see a fuck ton of shit linked down there when this is uploaded. And I hope this regen grazing discussion, this regenerative feedlotting talk, it clarifies and simplifies, and it gets out there what the purpose for it would be, to decentralize feedlot systems, to make them sustainable, to make them greener, to make better food, to make more jobs, to lift more people out of poverty, to make the corporate structure around the current system a net loss instead of a loophole gain of gain through loopholes. Make it back pressure to for real sustainable farms like these people are going to link you come up more stronger, etc., etc. It actually be a remedy to a lot of problems, and it's not going to have so many trade-offs either. That's the great thing. We need shit like this, folks. So check out those channels. I will see you later. Thanks for watching. I'm heading off.